Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once again to New London as our city is growing, and yeah, we continue onwards right away. Also, I want to say how great it is that you're still sticking around and looking at that. I think we're looking at the first, one of the first bigger fleets now on the map. So this is Carl. He's fortunately at the moment at peace with us, right? Even though it's just a fragile piece where he looks at us a bit skeptical. And on the other hand, we have Arthur. He's over here. He's also got some bigger ships now. He's got the royal warship. I'm a bit afraid of these, honestly. So they're doing a lot of damage, and they're also taking a lot of damage, way more than the normal white counterpart. So we need to be careful about this, and it depends on how many he builds. The cool thing is though, Arthur is at war right now with another NPC, so I don't need to worry about any bigger attack. Look at the corridors of trade that we have for our big nation, and in this case this is only going to get worse from here. Now what's also really bad right now is my supply for canned food and for beer. Both of them are out together with the schnapps. So we have missions, we have stuff to do. First of all, in this city here, so in Kane, we do have 4 more potato farms that I would like to get cracking. And we're immediately also going to build 4 more schnapps distilleries. This of course will also require some upgrades here or there, or at the very least some additional warehouses that we provide. With that also we need to provide, well, workforce again to this island. We're already providing everything they could need, everything they could demand from us. So the only way of increasing that further is of course building a bunch more houses. Tricky it is because of course it also increases consumption, but here we are. Let's just check it out. This block here, this block, this block. That's really one of my main problems at this point, workforce. And we will need to tackle this soon, right? Because this problem is only getting worse from now on. That means if I want to supply more goods to my capital, we need bigger and bigger cities to supply this production. The same is applying here right now to Sinclair, where once again we're almost out of it. I'm only getting a few workers in right now because I've enabled bread now finally to the people here. This gives them a nice boost. The problem though is once again it increases my bread consumption, and we already have a pretty high bread consumption in New London. So with that we are already negative again. So I'm constantly under this pressure here to get things going. That means we need to increase, well, productivity. We also probably will need to build a commute pier soon to share the workforce. Otherwise, this is just getting worse and worse now. For now, we have the workers though, so I would like to build another malt house over there. And with that, I can afford at least another brewery here. Let's also finish this warehouse there for the beer. Now, beer is really important when it comes to my balance. And we do have 1 clipper solo. And HMS Solo is gonna get some more materials over. Also my docklands, right? I would like to continue expanding this now here with the export office number 1. And let's go ahead with export office number 2. This opens up a bunch of more options now for us that we can go with. So we're already exporting now the sewing machines at a pretty good ratio. We're selling the soap, so I'm not going to export it, even though we could think about that, as soap is really not bringing in that much anymore in comparison to what we could have. What I usually like to go for as well is here wood, just for the volume again, so that we have at least 1 good that we can level up quickly. So I'm just going ahead, and per cycle we are exporting another 100 tons of wood for a bit of schnapps. It really doesn't matter what's here. It could also be fur coats for all that matter. By the way, here were fur coats. Why is there work cloth? I want to get fur coats in because we can sell those, and these have a nice price. So that's what we definitely want to get going here. Now, canned food was the other problem. I've already built another cannery, but as we can see, this is getting tight again. So we're already at practically no surplus for this. How's it looking with my goulash? That is also a real deal. So this is equal now. That is okay, but I definitely want to have another goulash kitchen over there. And then this is artisan happiness. Can we push this? We could push it. 25%? 22% gives me no happiness penalty. So I'm going ahead and do this. So these consume now a bit more. And with 1 additional building, we should also produce a bit more. And there's the med zinc that we're going to need. So this should be, all things considered, rather equal again. Then we get a bit of that. I always just want to have the canned food at a barely surplus, right? So very close surplus. You don't need to have any more than that. It's just costing you ridiculous amount of money for basically no real gain, because it's not a valuable product at all. So let's get some bricks. Yeah, we're actually running out of bricks. That is something that brings me back to Manola right away. Because in Manola we have 4 clay deposits. I'm already using 2 here. We're full on bricks, by the way. We got a bunch more over there, so let's just get this. Wait a second, there's my main road. Get this one here to the other side, right? Another bridge we can form, and here another road. And with that, what we can do here, easy peasy, is having more production going. So especially more brick production. Let's go ahead and get this going. We have enough for railroad, really. Right, I can always just upgrade more if I want to. And with that, I would like to open up a new trade route. At the very least, use the trade route. Do we have a Manola trade route? Of course we have one here, the cotton, but that's full. Can't use that. So I'm gonna create a new trade route. Manola to New London. We're gonna take this corridor again because it's a safer route. And I'm gonna take bricks on this one. It's a start. I'm not going to push it full because this is a building material trade route, so we're just going to push in more down the road then as well. And trust me, there's going to be some additional products we're going to need there soon. Alright, this is also a new source of bricks. We need a lot of bricks, right? It's just insane. Do we actually really use all 3? Yes, we do. So that's not something I can do anymore. We do have them here, so they're already being pushed anyway. Yeah, we have the clay to support this though. I do have another clay here, but no workers, so this is then once again a workforce problem. For Manola, I would like to continue with some upgrades now, especially here along the main road. This area we're gonna leave again for some service building. There you go, just around the clay pit. We could make a bit of a forest area, something like that.
Ceasefire has ended.
Okay, barrel and Sean, but I don't really care about this. This is in the New World. The New World is rather passive for us at the moment, right? We're not doing that much here except building a bit. Here we could have a chapel, easy peasy. I mean, it's overlapping quite hard. I could have it here. This looks nice. And then we're gonna have probably here again something like a little block around this whole area. That's a bunch more Honeleros, and here we're gonna block this off, and then I should... Hopefully somehow I'm not. But if I do it like this, this is still fine. We can make this. It's a higher density area then. Just like that. Very good. How's my consumption rates looking for Manola at the moment? We're looking at some decent surplus. Right, especially also for plantain here, so that we can sell it too. I hope my trade route is still active for this. No. We have lost our boxer again. I'm not gonna keep this trade route active for now. It's too risky. It's too dangerous. There's too many problems here in the New World.
Your harbor is under attack.
Oh, once again we need to check this ASAP. It's Arthur attacking my sand mine. I mean, sure thing, you can do it as Arthur.
Fire left ruins.
Of course, he wouldn't dare to go for my flamethrowers. But my storage, yeah, my depots, that's nasty though. So this is something that I don't really like. We can build it quickly, perhaps they survive. Let's build 2 more here, we need to anyway. He's probably gonna immediately attack them, yeah. Ooh, that's not gonna work out. This one here. If I move them over, they will all need to do some training. So I think for now it's safe to say that we're just gonna not do anything here, right? They're taking way too long, longer than expected. Just gonna rebuild them again.
Your harbor is under
Alright,
attack.
over here I would like to continue with a bit more city expansion in New London because we have the resources in. This one we can move safely. Over here, and then we probably, very nice, can squeeze in some more houses here. Keep a bit of a distance there to the warehouses then, and the clay pit. And here we can make some blocks. Cutting into the charcoal kiln there, but that's okay. We're producing coal primarily out of mines now. So there is my total demand. Let's have a look at all the islands. We have an equal production and consumption right now. Even though we still have plenty of room for more coal mines available. Okay, here is the question of what we're gonna do at some point. It's the central heart of the city, so I definitely do want to, you know, make something special here. So we'll just see. Something nice. There's also a bigger building than here planned, and here. And this whole area is also going to be a bit special, perhaps at this point here, right? So that we can make a smaller park there. I don't know. We'll just see. That means that I can still continue with a bunch more bigger blocks over here too. Something like that. Even though, yeah, this is okay. We have it here. And then another row here. And then we could have a pub even here if we need one. Not that we really need one. Let's place it in anyway. And then here, right? And with that we have this area now developed as well. We could upgrade a lot of workers again. If only we had the materials for that. We need more bricks after all. Also, I still want to keep some worker districts available too, by the way. These farmers here, let's push them right away. Same goes with these farmers. And it's of course absolutely not healthy to have so many workers. Doesn't make sense. You don't need them. They're consuming products that are not very profitable. So the heart of the city continues, and we're probably pushing then more upgrades here, right? So the heart of the city, and this whole block we're also going to move then away at some point when it comes to city development. Onwards to something else, and that is fertilizers. I would like to boost my farms in Sinclair now. That is especially here true for my grain farms. Let's face it, we need more grain, and we can build silos here. And these silos, well, they do require fertilizers. Where do we get them? From my people, of course. So we can go ahead now and place our public toilet services here. This is a mod, right? This allows you to have a dung production in the old world, and it produces. It's not very fast with it, but it's doing it. And we can have these toilets then here. Also, it's implemented in a meaningful way, I think, right? So public toilets especially. We want to have as many people in the radius of this as possible. So you can even have them here in the courtyard. They don't need to have a road connection. So this is something. Let's place the first one. We're going to have they are absolutely not allowed to overlap, by the way. So that's something to keep in mind. We can have another one over here. And yeah, this also looks pretty nice to me, right? So that we have something. Let's check it out, how much dung we can potentially make here. 1 ton. It's not much, right? But it's something. It's a start. So I'm gonna have perhaps another one over here behind the skull. Should be full at all time. And also here. There you go. This will definitely help out a bit. I would like to go to 2 tons of dung there somehow to make this really viable. So another one over there. And probably another one over here. Come on, now we should really have something here. Very good. 2 tons per minute we produce. And this dung, we can get then over to use it for fertilizers. Before we do that, however, we need the fertilizer fermentation factory. So only this produces then fertilizers out of the dung that comes out of that, right? So this is a different type of good. This needs, once again, harbor storage. Yeah, if only we had that, right? If only we had a safe harbor. Because we don't right now. Over here is very dangerous, but at least we have a cannon here, so that could be some intimidation. So let's start with having a warehouse here and start with our first. Yeah, it's actually at a 2 tons per minute rate, right? So you can totally use just one of them that we need. Once we have the planks, we can build this one, and then we can get the shit rolling. There it is. And now we need the dung as an input and the fertilizers as an output. Now, with that out of the way, we still need a trade route then. We do have a trade route of pigs between the two. That is New London and Sinclair. And it's not full, right? So this one is not transporting it all. It has also enough room. So I'm going to get rid of this. 4 should be totally fine. And in New London, we're going to pick up the fertilizers now. And we gotta get them over there to Sinclair. The volume is really low for this, because you don't need a lot of volume. The other thing we still should get going is we have some amount of bricks again. I would also like to start with getting some building materials over now to Sinclair that push me a commute pier. So we're also gonna get some reinforced concrete, some windows over. We have them in higher quantity now. That's nice to see. That we can start pushing a commute pier. I really don't want to expand the city over and over again, just when I want to add a bit more production. And there's also something really nice also coming along now to Sinclair in a second. Yeah, this could turn into a real problem. He's now starting to attack whenever we rebuild harbor buildings. So we'll need to save up to build now 2 flamethrowers before we can start doing here something again.
Simply had to come down.
Annoying. He's now playing Miss Hunt. Finally, the building materials are in, so twofold. First of all, for our commute pier. Check it out. There it is. It does cost me 0 influence the first 2, I think, as far as I remember. And the next one that we're building now in New London is also still 0, right? So we can still build them for free, basically. And I would probably like to have it then over here, and then we have the shared workforce. The other major thing that I would like to do now in Sinclair, and by the way, we used all the remaining bricks already, is now over here for my grain farms, and that's the silo that we can now add. And this is then going to use the dung out of it. Of course, we will need to have some adjustments. I'm not planning to have all of them equipped with that, because that is just a huge dung consumption that I'm not gonna be able to keep right now. But it's fine to just add them here occasionally. Right, that's already doubling now a few of these. This one here we can certainly also use. Right, so we're already doubling now 4 of them. And I can still, of course, continue with the other ones too, no problem. I can always just, you know, get rid of this one here, for example. Like so. Build the silo in it and be done with it, right? And then we just need to add some more fields over here. 160,000 again. Yeah, money-wise, we're fine. This is now leading to a consumption of already 1 ton. So we gotta be careful there a bit with how many silos I've built. I could add another one here easy. And another one here, and here, and here. So this is no problem, but it's not going to be that much. It's doubling then my grain production. Easy, so this will be a surplus now that we can use. We're gonna need this because I have something else planned up here in Sinclair. For this we will need a bit more coal. We have 2 coal mines here. I think we have a coal surplus right now. Yes, we're full on coal as a matter of fact. So gonna get a bit more bricks over. That siege is lasting, hey. Can't build anything without the siege, with the siege intact.
We've the right to honest
And we should have a police station here somewhere. Where's my police station? Daphne built one here? Am I crazy? Yeah, it's up here, in fact. Let's have another one here. You want to have your oil refinery also connected, otherwise they're rioting like crazy. Oil-wise, we're fine. So we can supply this right now, no problem.
You hear?
A delivery quest. That's risky.
It's a simple business, see.
He wants what? It's not here, the quest. It's in the New World. Ah, there it is. In the New World, at least we're not at war with Sean. Nor do we have any ships here. Isabel, you also don't have any ship. You have a gunboat. I'm not allowed to build that. Crazy stuff. Really, really, really. We need to get a clipper over there again to the New World, but I don't have clippers. I do have a Royal Galleon that I'm going to build and a clipper. There you go. Okay, the siege is over too, so we can now rebuild those 2 flamethrowers.
An influence bonus.
We need the influence. Can't be true. Alright, we need the influence. I might start selling some shares, like this one here. It's worthless anyway, and it gives me a share back, or influence back, so we can rebuild this flamethrower there. Very important, because he's coming back, right? And I need to protect this area. And what we're also going to do is I'm going to get the fertilizer work over there too, because I'm expecting him to attack there soon. And the upside of that is that the fertilizer is profiting from electricity, right? So if we add it now here, we actually do boost it. Yes, very nice. So this is working at twice the speed, even though of course we don't have that much dung. My people are not shitting enough right now. We kind of like need to fix that as well at some point. Let's have another warehouse then here. I don't even have the planks to build all of them. And with that, we have some small industry area here too, with still some room here that we're also gonna need now. Because I would like to open up a new production chain beside all of these things. Wait a second, we also got some bricks again? Now let's also get some windows and some concrete over. Should be fine for what I intend to build, and that is of course my coal power plant. It's 30 bricks in fact, so we have that coming in then as well. The commute pier we can also build now, right? I'm a bit hesitant so far because of my flamethrowers, but now we have them. There's no ship close by. Nope, there's not. So we can move them again just once. Right, I'm just gonna move them over here.
Want to go places, do you?
Oh, she also likes that we're exploiting the workers. Get rid of this altogether. And with that, we have this area now. This area is secured, and we can also have now our commute pier here somewhere.
You're making the best of what dogs find.
Poof! And with that, we have now a shared workforce with Sinclair, and we can now safely continue producing something here. And some of my opponents really like this too. Surprise.
She'll be right, long as the bludge is more tight.
Okay, he wants me to upgrade the docklands further. Sure thing. Next in line, as a new production, let's have a look at that. This is now new, entirely new. This is for my artisans, for my upgraded artisans, for my terraced housing artisans, and they have a new need here. That's tea. Now, tea is something that you need to do in the old world, funnily enough. So we need to have two things for that. Quickly check out tea. There it is. We need to have the tea docks. This is actually a dock building that you need to have to produce this tea. And then we need to have the herb farm that needs fertility. How much tea do we need for these artisans right now? It's not that little, right? Not that few amounts of tea. So it's probably going to go up to 6 or even 8 tons, since we're going to make a pretty big city. So let's say 8 tons as my calculation. So that means in total, I will need 4 tea docks because we're of course powering them. And then I have my herb farms. And for these I need also only 4 because they're producing 2 tons per minute. Now, La Rousson has herb fertility. This is the modded version. We have the workforce. Now it also just depends on how many fields we need. We can easily do this here. So let's get started and have this tea production, this herb production right over here. In this corner, right? And this is entirely new here. These are new fields. They look fantastic, I think. Gonna have a look at them in a second. Just gonna make it so that we use primarily this whole area over there. Right, there you go. And then we have them set up here. This is already enough for 8 tons of tea in total. So that's great. That's lovely looking. Surrounded by forests, the ocean, and all the actions that take place. These people have a nice workplace. The working conditions are not so nice though. Now, with that out of the way, we can go back to... Wait a second. La Rousson has a trade route. La Rousson, where are you? There it is. It's the cement, the coal, and the bricks. And I'm pretty sure we do not need that cement 2 times here. So we're just gonna go in and say herb. And get this over to New London as well.
Under attack.
With the single clipper that we have. Ah, it's the pirate chasing us. Nothing I can do about that. By the way, I would also like to build more clippers, even though we are running low on influence now. Here, let's rebuild my depots. Sand mine is fine. It's not powered. I will not be able to power that sand mine. Which isn't super bad, right? Because you don't need that much sand, but still, would have been nice. Now, what we just need here is the T-Docks. Now, up to 4 in total. As you can see, they're really tiny. So the cool thing is about them, you could actually also just have them here merged with the docklands. But I'm not doing this, right? I want to have them here because we want to power them. For this, let's get rid of the storage. I'm gonna move it, in fact. We have room here. Yeah, this could work. If I just move those 4 here into this corner. I know the harp is looking horrible right now, but I rather speed things up than look on beauty building right now. Plenty of time for this later. And here we do have then our T-Docks. How much can we go down here up to this point? Okay, so this is electrified. Now let's just hope that we can squeeze some of them in here. Can have one here. Nice. Another one here. That's 2 of them, producing a total of 4 tons of tea now for us. Right, just here. Could also work if we move this a bit further over. This is all new, right? So this production is new to me, so I still need to learn the ropes of it a bit. Because I'm not entirely sure how effective we can make it right now. This is not working. This is working. We can remove this one here. We can, so this stays electrified. And with that, we have a bit more room available here, right? To make it look like so. These would be all now electrified, except this one. Now we have it. Very good. Just another road that was needed. And this one is electrified too. So with that, we would have the docks now to make the whole tea production with. What is the gain out of this, by the way? Well, a lot, in fact. Because tea pays you 55 coin per building and gives you 7 artisans. So this is not a small feat. This is something that really pushes your income and your artisan population. The last thing we need is then the tea factory. Once again, 4 of them in total, right? And you can easily squeeze them in somewhere here, but it's a clean building, so I would like to have this where we have, you know, our population already set up. So I'm probably gonna have them here. And with that, we have this production finished. There's the warehouse. Definitely will need another warehouse somewhere here. And we don't need that much yet, right? So especially since we of course boost them already, so they have the electricity going. So I need 2 as a maximum, right, for each one of them. There it is. Our tea docks. Entirely modded. Fantastic work, really, to add these productions here. Makes it a bit more complicated. In the meantime, we continue back in Sinclair, because in Sinclair, first of all, we're full of coal. This gives me an opportunity now. We have, once again, a new modded building, and that is the coal power plant. There it is. Costs some workers, we have them. And if I place it right here in the center, we can electrify the whole district. The problem with them is they have a very small radius, and they're quite polluty. And on top of that, they consume coal, of course, and coal is something that you always need. But I think it's worth it, so especially since we don't have oil in Sinclair and we don't need to get the oil over them, right? So this is very, very good in many ways for us. Having this one here, let's build the bugger, and with that we have now electricity flowing soon, doubling the whole output of the sector here. Because also even the flour mill is affected by electricity. The same goes with the bakery, right? So this will solve my bread and my beer. Otherwise, I would need to constantly build more buildings here. And we're already running low on these workforces, especially since we are upgrading more to artisans. And it's also quite costly, right? So I'm not doing this. We're going tall in this area here. The malt houses can also be electrified. Perfect. Everything here. I don't even need the trade units with that. Let's check it out again, because it should already kick in. With that, we have now a nice bread surplus and a nice beer surplus without having to add a single more building here. Great stuff. At the cost of more grain consumption, of course. Let's check it out. 9 ton is the difference now. So this is something we need to tackle. The same goes with the hops. Can we build silos for the hops? We could. That's interesting, because I might just do that, especially for my new hop farms here. So this one. But don't forget, once again, yeah, this will cost me fertilizers. Quite a lot of them too. And fertilizers are expensive.
Your harbor is
Oh
under
no.
attack.
Holy cow, an air attack.
Your island is under attack.
By these. And it's Archer once again. I really did not expect so much aggression from him. Crazy stuff. He's definitely doing this when he moves in with a bigger force. So this was just a test drive. Right, there's no ship coming right now, but Miss Hunt always did it like that, sending in the airships first, and then the ships are coming, right? Which is very smart, of course. In this case here, he's not sending in the ships just yet, but it's a warning.
What about that?
While we're in the area, let's also upgrade more people here in Manola. Oh, and new wave of artistas. We have unlocked artistas now.
This will bring us closer to the dream.
I'm sure of it. What dream?
You reach a new milestone.
Okay, materials and electricity. This is also a modded version. And this is now bringing in some materials. There it is. The steel beams that we can produce in the New World 2. I've been waiting for something like this for a long time. So this is going to be great. And I think we're going to use the aluminum for this that we can already produce, right? That we consume then for steel beams. But we'll just see how that works out down the road. Right now I'm just really loving those.
I've been through worse.
They also have then the cheese as a new product that we can produce, but more on that later. So far so good. Quite a lot to do at the moment. A lot of busy work, a lot of things to to keep all the cities running. Yeah, next in line, because I can already see the comments, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna redesign here this area, because I know it's looking pretty sloppy at the moment. Outside of that, I think we had some nice progress, and new good is coming in. That is already there, perfect, being filled in. Money comes in, more artisans out of that. General, a more richer New London, and a Nivarias that is happy. I hope you're happy too. Stay tuned.